Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy One Arm, Jeff. Hello, everybody. It's Jeff from Benched. We will be doing my mock draft 2. This will be just the first round again. After the big trades, we saw some pro days. And so I figured I'd update my mock draft. And let's get right into it. Up first, we have the Jags. Clearly, you can see they need quarterback, offensive tackle, receiver, the big three needs. But we all know that they're taking Trevor Lawrence, first overall pick. You know, I think this has been set in stone since last year. At 2, now, like I said in my previous draft, I think 2 is where the draft begins, right? But we have the Jets. They need a quarterback, cornerback, edge. Truthfully, I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets pick something other than quarterback here, just to give Sam Darnold one more year. Sorry, my age. But I mean, you gotta, if they're not taking anyone other than or anything there, they gotta take Zach Wilson, and I see Zach Wilson going at 2. Now we have the big trade that happened. We have the Niners traded all the way up to 3. They need quarterback, interior offensive line, and cornerback, right? Now here I could see if the Jets don't take Zach Wilson, if they take like Penei Sewell, or they take a receiver, or they take a cornerback or something here other than Zach Wilson, this here, Zach Wilson's falling here, right? The Niners are picking Zach Wilson here, but Zach Wilson goes number 2. So here, there we go, position. Here I think truthfully, I think the Niners are going to take Justin Fields here. They want, I mean, why not get a quarterback ready to play, right? He's a running quarterback that prefers to pass but has the ability to run, right? And I think that's what Shanahan is looking for. I think that's what he really likes. They got all those speed receivers and those tight ends that can, get up the field and stuff like that. So to add an aspect where your quarterback can do a bootleg, show like he's gonna run, and then just launch it up the field, I think they're in love with that, and I really do think that Justin Fields goes here at 3. At 4, this is where it gets interesting, because we have the Falcons, and they pretty much have their pick of the crop right here, right? They have any defensive player they want, any offensive player they want, except for the 3 quarterbacks. Let's go back to all. Truthfully, my thing here with the Falcons is I think they're going to give Matt Ryan at least one more year, right? They're going to give him at least one more year to, kind of keep the reins there in Atlanta. And they have Julio, they have Calvin. Why not pair them with, they already have a tight end, but why not pair them with Kyle Pitts, right? You have Kyle Pitts. I watched his pro day. The dude is just phenomenal. He's insane. Okay? If he had receiver next to his name, I think he'd be one of the best receivers. He's either 1 or 2 in this draft. If Jamar Chase wasn't getting drafted right now, he'd be the best receiver in this draft class, right? At tight end. So that just tells you how insane Kyle Pitts is, right? Like I said before, cornerbacks can't cover him because he's too big, he's too strong. Linebackers have a hard time covering him because he's too fast, right? His athleticism is just miles ahead, right? And so yeah, I think they take Kyle Pitts here. At 4, we have the Bengals, who have wide receiver, offensive tackle. Truthfully, with the loss of AJ Green, they could go receiver here, but the injury to Burrow, I think scared them. I think my eyes bothering me. I think the injury to Burrow scared them, and I think they're gonna really try and shore up that offensive line. Now here we have Penei Sewell and Rashawn Slater are the two best, in my opinion. But I think Penei Sewell, this is where we see Penei Sewell. I've always had Penei Sewell going to the Bengals. If they don't take a receiver, then they're definitely taking an offensive tackle to help keep Joe Burrow up, because he's the star. He's your franchise, right? You got to protect the franchise. You got to protect the man that puts the fans in the stands. So we have Penei Sewell going there. At 6. At 6, we have the Dolphins. Here, I think we get Jamar Chase taken off the board. He's just a generational receiver, right? Watching his pro day, he was being compared to Calvin Johnson. That's huge. That's insane. We're talking about Megatron, right? Dude, like, yeah. And the fact that he was compared to him says something, right? So, yeah, we have the Dolphins taking Jamar Chase at 6. I had to make sure my thing was recording. Sorry. Up next, we have the Lions. They need receiver, cornerback, offensive tackle. And here at 7, it gets a little weird, right? Because they have I don't think they have any. They lost Galladay, they lost Jones, and so I mean, you have Jalen Waddle, you have Devonta Smith still here on the board, right? Cornerbacks, you still have your pick of cornerback here. Now they did draft a cornerback last year. You have J.C. Horn, Patrick Surtain, Caleb Farley, Greg Newsome the second. So I mean, you have your slew of cornerbacks here. You have the top pick of receiver here. It's just where they want to go, right? It's where they want to pick to see what can help them better. And I think you need to help your new quarterback. You need to go and get him someone that he could throw the ball to, right? They need to draft someone that can help Jared Goff there, because you know you just traded for him, so you might as well help him, right? And so we're gonna have to take. I'm more partial to Devonta Smith, and I think they are too. I think they go and take Devonta Smith. He's ready to play. He's gonna be a big star. You know, he's gonna be your number one, and so I think they take Devonta Smith here. Up next, we have the Panthers. Now the Panthers need a quarterback, offensive tackle, and cornerback, right? And with this pick, they really do need help at quarterback. And I can see them taking. So we have Trey Lance and Mac Jones. I've always been very big on Mac Jones. Saw him in the Senior Bowl. I saw him. I saw his pro day. Yeah, he overthrew a couple of receivers, but mind you, he overthrew, a couple times, right? I mean, it's Devonta Smith and guys out there. So my only knock on Mac Jones is his zip on the ball, right? I think he doesn't have as much velocity on it, but I think that could be fixed. They have Christian McCaffrey there. And so, yeah, I really do think this is where we see Mac Jones go to the Panthers. Up next, we have the Denver Broncos. Now, the Denver Broncos need quarterback, linebacker, offensive tackle. And I don't think they're sold on Drew Lock. I really do think they're going to take Trey Lance here. You get yourself. I watched him in the pro day. He's big. He's strong. He's fast. He's got a good arm. And I think they take a shot on Trey Lance here if he falls to them. It's either Mac Jones or Trey Lance, depending on where those two will fall. Up next, we have the Dallas Cowboys. Now, my Dallas Cowboys need a cornerback, interior offensive line, or defensive line and offensive tackle. Now, we have Rashawn Slater sitting here at offensive tackle, which is a huge pickup if we pick him up. But we also need cornerback. We had one of the worst defenses last year, right? And I really think with the choice of them here, we have Patrick Surtain and J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn is probably the best press man cover cornerback in the draft, but Patrick Surtain is not far behind. But Patrick Surtain is better. He has an all-around better game, right? But Dan Quinn likes to play a lot of man, likes to play a lot of press. So I could see them taking J.C. Horn here, but I think they want to pair Patrick Surtain up with Trayvon Diggs, that you know, get your bookend corners for the next 5 years right here. And we see Patrick Surtain go into the Cowboys at 10. Up next, we have the New York Giants. Now, the Giants, let's go back to all. The Giants are sitting here. They need an edge rusher, tight end, and linebacker, right? But I don't think they go there with these picks, right? We see Jalen Waddle there. They just picked up Kenny Galladay. They don't need a receiver. They could take Micah Parsons here from Penn State at linebacker. But like I said, Rashawn Slater is he's a mauler. He's a beast, right? And he could play either left tackle or guard, right? And here I think they go and take Rashawn Slater. I think they pick up the offensive lineman that they need. They have a stunning running back. And Daniel Jones needs a little bit more time to run. What's the best way to keep your quarterback from turning over the ball? Give him time to throw. Give him time to, you know, Daniel Jones likes to run. You know, give him a few, you know, I don't want to say Daniel Jones is a scrambling quarterback, but from what we saw last year, he was a scrambling quarterback. He moves the chains. So why not give him that mauler on the left side to help him open up holes, right? So we have Rashawn Slater going to the Giants. Now up next, we have the Eagles, who traded, and they have receiver, tight end, and cornerback here. I think they take Jalen Waddle. They have to take a receiver that they can put in and play. I think they're tired of these possible receivers, you know. And Jalen Waddle falls to them, so I think they take Jalen Waddle here. I don't think they mess up this pick. They're definitely taking a receiver here. Up next, we have the LA Chargers. Now the LA Chargers need offensive tackle, edge rusher, and safety. Here, I think they really do go offensive tackle, and I am a huge fan. Tevon Jenkins is really good. Christian Darrisaw is equally as good. But I think I have them taking Christian Darrisaw here. They need help. They just picked up a center, right? They picked up Lindsley from the Packers. And so, yeah, Darrisaw to the Chargers. They got to give Justin Herbert that protection that he needs. I mean, Justin Herbert's going to be a superstar, and why not, like I said with the Bengals, why not protect your man that puts fans in the stands, right? So we see Christian Darrisaw go here to the Chargers. Up next, we have the Vikings. Now the Vikings. They need interior offensive lineman, safety, and edge rusher. Here, I think they pull the trigger on taking an edge rusher, right? They need to get someone that can come off the edge and put pressure on the quarterback. They haven't had that. They have Danielle Hunter And truthfully, I think they take him. Where is he? They take the freak, Jason Owa. He's literally Daniil Hunter younger. He had better pass rushing than Daniil Hunter did out of college. And just watch his pro day. Go and watch Jason Owa's pro day. I think he's what, 6'7", 250 pounds, and he ran a 4.3, 4.38, I think was the total time for a 40, and he had a 10.1 broad jump. Like, this dude is a freak of nature, and I think they go and get their pass rusher in Owa. Oh, he's 6'5". There you go, 257, 6'5". Wasn't off by much, but so yeah, I think they take Jason Owa here, and yeah, sure up that pass rush. Up next we have 15. The Patriots, they have quarterback, they have Cam Newton, they signed him, right? They need a linebacker, receiver, corner. So here we're gonna go back and yeah, so we're gonna get them a linebacker. They need help at linebacker. They need that guy that they can put out there that can cover, you know, and JOK is that guy for me from Notre Dame. He's fast to the ball. He plays the ball very well. He isn't afraid to come up and hit you, right? And he could drop into coverage. And I think that's what the Patriots need. I think that's what they're looking for. They need that all-around great cover linebacker, and they pick him up right here in JOK. Up next, we have the Cardinals. Now, the Cardinals need cornerback, running back, and interior line. Here, I think they take J.C. Horn, who, like I said, is probably the best press man corner in the draft this year. I think he's going to be the replacement. He's definitely the replacement for Patrick Peterson, and they take J.C. Horn here. Up next, we see the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, the Raiders, I really think they are going to be taking Tavon Jenkins. Tavon Jenkins, the Raiders, they don't have a bad offensive line. They had guys that stepped up and played really well. So offensive line to me isn't the most needy thing here in Vegas. They could use a corner. I don't see them taking a rookie corner. They'll probably pick one up later in free agency. But Tavon Jenkins, he could play right tackle or guard. And I think if you take him, you literally shore up your offensive line. You give that's Josh Jacobs that just added more security to him. You have Carr back there who could use some protection. So, I mean, you know, they went and got some speedy. They got some good receivers. They went and picked up Brown. But why not get someone to help you be able to move the ball, throw the ball downfield? Tavon Jenkins is that guy. Up next, we have the Dolphins at 18. Now, here is where the Dolphins could either take a running back or they could take an edge rusher. I really think that they will take an edge rusher in Jalen Phillips. He falls to them. This is kind of where I think Jalen Phillips is going to go. Pair him with that other stud they have on the left side, Agba, and you have yourself a pretty nasty defensive line coming off the edge. That defense was ranked in the top last year. So, yeah, we have them taking Jalen Phillips at 18. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Up next, we have Washington. Washington's offensive tackle, linebacker, and safety. Truthfully, I have them taking Elijah Vera Tucker from USC. They have, they could take Micah Parsons here too to help them with that linebacker, make that defense just that much more intimidating. But I think they're gonna have to take care of the offensive tackle position. And Elijah Vera Tucker, I could see them going there. So they take Elijah Vera Tucker. Up next, we have the Bears, who need quarterback, offensive tackle, and receiver. It is crazy that the Bears still need. I mean, they went and got themselves the Red Rocket in Andy Dalton. Do I consider that to be an upgrade over Trubisky? Maybe a little bit, but they need help there at offensive tackle and at quarterback. But as you can see, there's really not. I mean, this is a 20 pick, right? And there's not really guys there that you feel comfortable. They could trade back, possibly get maybe a few more picks in the earlier rounds, like get a second or a third for that trade back, depending on how far or which teams wanted to trade up. But here I could see them taking a receiver here, make themselves that much better. And why not take I like Elijah Moore here fit for them. The guy can play he could play on the outside, he could play in the slot, you know, as you can see, he had little things right there for him. And I think pairing them with the two stellar receivers they have now in Robinson and I can't remember the other guy. But you literally now have one of the best receiving cores in football. Could help Andy Dalton out. I don't know. We saw he had one of the best in Dallas, just a bad offensive line, right? So take a receiver there. I think they need a slot receiver to help out. And I think Elijah Moore is that receiver that they could take. Up next, we have the Colts. They need offensive tackle, cornerback, and receiver help. Truthfully, they definitely need offensive tackle help. But since Christian Darrisaw's off the board, I don't see them taking an offensive tackle here. Cornerback, Caleb Farley. They could take they could go cornerback here. Caleb Farley is, I think he would be in the top 10, top 12 pick this year if it wasn't for the injury scares that people are afraid of. But truthfully, I think they want to go defense here. They just picked up you know, they traded for the new quarterback that they have in Wentz. They have some pretty good young rookie receivers, so I think they can go off of possibly not picking up that. But the Colts I could see are someone that could trade back, possibly get a few more picks. But for this, I think we're going to take Caleb Farley, cornerback. Caleb Farley's off the board now. Up next, we have the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans need quarterback, receiver. I think they're going to go receiver here. They need to replace Davis, who was that big receiver that had a big body that could play the outside, but excelled playing inside, playing, you know, taking those little slant passes for 40, 50 yards, you know. And truthfully, Terrence Mitchell Jr. is that guy. He's, you know, big, strong. He can, you know, take the outside, or he can play in the middle. And I think they go here to replace Davis. Up next, we have the Jets with their second pick. And here they need quarterback or edge, right? And so, truthfully, I don't think they're taking any quarterbacks at 23 or cornerbacks here. Edge rusher, they still have Aziz, who's out there. Kwity Paye out there. And here I think they take the edge rusher from Georgia in Aziz Ojulari. Pair him with the other stellar edge rusher they have on that defense, and that defense just got upgraded. Now they could have what Washington has, and you know, they're starting to mold that team into something that could win them some games now. Up next, we have the Steelers. Now, the Steelers here, yeah, they need a lot of stuff. They need a lot of work. They need offensive tackle help. They need quarterback help. They need running back, right? My issue with the Steelers is I really just don't like the re-signing of Ben Roethlisberger. I think they should have let him go. I think they should have tried to go and get a quarterback, but as you can see, they're staying with him, and yeah, they need cornerback help, they need offensive tackle help, and they need running back help. Now, Northwestern, Greg Newsome, I like him, right? Offensive tackles, we have Cosme from Texas. I really loved his pro day tape. It was really great. And then running back, they could go for Najee Harris. Watching Najee Harris catch the ball during his pro day, I could see him going here. I could see them taking Najee Harris here. It all depends on what happens here in these few rounds here. Najee Harris, to me, I think would be the fit here. Relieve some stress off of Ben Roethlisberger. They have that running back that can catch the ball out of the backfield. And we see the first running back taken off the board here in Najee Harris going to Pittsburgh. Up next, we have Jacksonville. They need, truthfully, they need a little bit of help, but I think they go defensive side of the ball here. And I think they take Moehrig, the safety from TCU. Moehrig could play either strong or free, and he just has great range. I know he has that injury, but I think he will be perfectly fine. And I think here the Jags will go and take themselves a safety. They're going to shore up that defensive side of the ball really quickly. And so, yeah, Trevor Moehrig goes to the Jags here. Up next, we have the Browns. Now, the Browns are interesting because they're not bad. They you know, they were a playoff team last year, right? And they need an edge rusher, defensive lineman, and receiver, right? I see, truthfully, Kwity Paye going here from Michigan, right? Kwity Paye, you pair him with Garrett, Myles Garrett over there, and all of a sudden, a lot of these teams have these dynamic duo pass rushers coming off the edge, right? Making it to where now your right tackle is just as important as your left tackle, right? So yeah, we have Kwity Paye going there. Up next, we have Baltimore Ravens need edge rusher, safety, and receiver. I like Rashad Bateman here, the receiver from Minnesota. I think they get their guy here. Up next, we have the Saints. Now, the Saints are interesting. They need a quarterback, receiver, and edge rusher, linebacker. Truthfully, I think they go, if Micah Parsons is here, the fact that Micah Parsons in my draft fell this far, I just think it's a gift, right? And with Micah Parsons here, I think you got to take it. I could also see them taking, where is he? Davis here as well. Davis is very, very good at cover. But with Micah Parsons being there, I think they take him. Don't crucify me in the comments, please. I feel that Micah Parsons being here, there were some trades. I didn't want to do any trades this draft because last draft people didn't read the direct, or they didn't read or listen to the beginning of the video, and so they talked a lot of crap in the comments about me not giving fair trades for second, third, fourth, fifth round picks when I said I was just trading the first ones, right? So we're not doing any trades on here, which is why I think I have Micah Parsons falling that far. because other teams would have traded for different needs and Parsons would have fallen before, right? But for this draft, we have Micah Parsons going to the Saints, and I think that's a huge upgrade, right? You pair him with Davis, it's huge upgrade, okay? Up next, we have the Packers. They need tackle help, receiver, cornerback, and truthfully, here I think they're going to take offensive linemen. They are they're in need of offensive linemen, and why not take the tackle Jalen Mayfield? He could play right tackle or guard, and truthfully, the Packers need a receiver every year, but yet they don't take one, and they still end up making it to the playoffs, right? And I really do think that's off of the great play from the line. And truthfully, they had one of the best lines in football last year, except for the one game, and that was the one game they needed them to be the best, and they weren't. So I see them taking Jalen Mayfield. Like I said, he could play right tackle or guard, and yeah, they keep doing what they do, right? We have the Bills at 30, and so here they need a quarterback or edge, right? We still have a few cornerbacks here, and I just don't know if they could take that, right? Edge rusher, there's Joe Tyron, Gregory Rousseau. Who else? They need a receiver. You have Kadarius Toney here, right? Kadarius Toney. What can you say about him? He's this draft class's cheetah, right? From Florida. He's fast. He's like a human joystick, right? And I think they go and take Kadarius Toney, the ability to stretch the field. They did lose Brown. And the fact that Kadarius Toney's here, I don't think they want him to fall to other teams. You know, I don't think they want him to fall to the Chiefs, who draft right now after them. I don't think that they want him to fall, you know, to any other team. And I think they take Kadarius Toney here. Up next, we have the Chiefs. They need offensive tackle, wide receiver, linebacker help. Offensive tackle, you have Cosme here. I could see them taking him. They do need tackle help. They dropped both of their tackles. So Cosme could be a pick here. Wide receiver, you have Randall Moore, Amari Rodgers. Do I see them pulling the trigger on any of these guys? No. Linebacker, you have Jamin Davis, right? Like I said, he's really good in cover. Could be a possibility. Could be someone that they go and pick up. So Cosme here, I think, is the more sound pick here for them to pick up. They need tackle help. Like I said, they got rid of both of theirs. They replaced one, I think, and then I think this is where they replace the other, where they get a young tackle that could come in and play. Cosme's really good. His tape was really great, and I think they get their tackle of the future right here in Cosme at 31. Up next, we have the Super Bowl champion, Tom Brady, 7-time, 7 rings, and the GOAT. I mean, if you're not putting Tom Brady up there as being the greatest of all time, are you really watching sports, right? They need interior defensive line, and I already know who they're gonna take. Okay, I'm sorry, but Christian Barmore there at 31 is their guy from Bama. He's nasty. He loves to fight in the trenches, right? And he could be the replacement to Sue. So why not draft this young man here? Save yourself some money, and you have your replacement. You don't have to pay Sue anymore, right? So yeah, Christian Barmore, draft at 32. Boom. Little recap, you know, just so you guys can see. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, this was just part 2 off of the trades. We had some guys go where pretty much some of you aren't going to believe that they should go, but at the end of the day, it's a mock draft and we all have fun doing it, right? My things that I'm going to be looking forward to is this round, right, or is these picks right here, right? Like here, these are all nice, right? These here, this one here, yeah. This here is the meat right here. Where these two teams, are they drafting these quarterbacks? Does Mac Jones go there? Leave it in the comments. Do you think Mac Jones goes 8 to the Panthers? And if he falls to 10 or 9 or 10, do you think the Patriots trade up to try and get themselves a new quarterback? I don't know. Leave it in the comments. Where do you think? First off, yeah, leave it in the comments where do you think they're going to go. But leave it in the comments, who do you think the San Francisco 49ers are going to take 3 overall? Right? If Zach Wilson's there, do they take Zach Wilson? Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Mac Jones. I know a lot of people have Mac Jones going 3 overall. So yeah, leave it in the comments. Where do you think the 3rd quarterback is going to go? Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all take it easy. I love y'all. Peace.